We were just chatting off air about that great night in Barcelona, 1999, when I've always wanted to ask you this. So you go up for the corner, right? And you equalise. Were you tempted to go up for the second corner as well?
No. No. I was composing myself. I'm thinking it's golden goal. Never tried that before. It's golden goal was, as far as I remember, they score in the first half, the game finishes.
Yes.
But if anyone scores in the second half, you carry on to the end.
That's right.
Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
I'd never played that before, and I was just trying to deep breath and get my pulse down and all that. And as I'm doing it, we scored the second. So
unbelievable. Yeah. And the famous cartwheel.
Yeah.
Fair play for a big fella. Agile. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know where that came from.
When European Cup and injury time, that's what you're doing it.
When you close your eyes at night, Pete, and you dream of your career, what moments do you see? Are they the big moments like that you see, or is there something that you keep in your mind that really gets you through?
It's so weird. First of all, I don't really think that much about it anymore because it's so many years ago. But if I think about things that happened in my career, it's still where it went wrong. What could I have done? Conceding that goal or making that decision, or it's silly because they are still clear. Ask me what happened after that final whistle in Barcelona, and I said I have no idea. I'm completely blank. I know what's happened because people they've told me their side of it. I've seen video, I've seen pictures, I've heard millions of different stories about it, but I don't have a personal memory of it because the pressure cooker, we opened the lid and it just went out.
Yes,
we've had like a very, very long period of actually, I know this from the book, 14 games that we played in a very short period of time. It's every 3.8 day, and it was a cup final. So once we got through to the last game and it was finished, I went completely blank.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, of course, the famous save from Dennis Bergkamp, which kept the treble on at Villa Park in the FA Cup semi-final. That was all, like I said, about a week and a half before.
He can't remember that, John. He just said.
But he's right. It was all sort of squeezed into a sort of very...
I remember Phil Neville's part in that.
Yeah, you got to remind him of that, haven't you?
I do. I just did.
Just looking at Man United at the moment. We played last night. Sort of got away with one, with Ronaldo turning up at the end there and putting it in. Were you ever in a two goalkeeper situation like there is at Man United at the moment? And how do you feel the Man United squad? And it's not quite clicking yet, is it? How do you feel that's going to work itself out?
Yeah, I'm not sure about the two goalkeeper situation. I was never in one.
Of course you weren't.
But I don't think it's beneficial, to be honest. I think it's such a specialised position, and it's a position where we talked about this before. You cannot be proactive. Yeah, it's a reactive position, and it's a one position on the pitch where you don't want the guy in there or the girl in there to try to show us all how good that person is.
Yeah,
you want that person to be, you know precisely what they're going to do, and therefore you need to give one guy the confidence that he is number one, regardless of what happens. Okay, if you cost the team a goal every game for 10 games, then it might be time for a change. But if you make a mistake, which you are going to do, everyone makes mistakes, then it's not going to cost you your place.
Yeah.
And I think that knowledge, I think David De Gea has now been told, you're number one. You go and play, and I think it's quite evident in the way that he plays. He's been absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, some great saves last night. Yeah,
yesterday. Without him, we're 5-0 down.
Mm-hmm.
Without him, and he just plays. He plays really well. He's back to his best, which is good for the team. But I think we saw a little bit of the challenges that Oles facing yesterday. So when Harry Maguire's not playing, he's the leader. He's the captain. It has a great effect on how well we can defend. It wasn't great yesterday defending. I think Rafael Varane needs that kind of player next to him. We saw that with Sergio Ramos as well. As soon as there is somebody there who can lead, he is absolutely fantastic. And yesterday it wasn't there. And of course, none of the regular fullbacks were playing. And especially on our right-hand side, it wasn't great yesterday. So we've seen a bit of shortcomings. Ole knows there's something here to be worked on. But then we have Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ronaldo's
They get out
Ronaldo
of jail.
and Fergie
Yeah.
time.
You just we're chatting about just now. You're heading there for the first time in a long time to Old Trafford this weekend.
Yes,
aren't you?
I'll be there at Everton on Saturday. I haven't been since lockdown.
Wow.
And I'm quite excited about it. I've been every week on the Champions League since Portugal,
Yeah.
since the finals in Portugal. I've been somewhere in Europe covering the Champions League, and it's been in empty stadiums. So the first game I was at back with the crowd was at Anfield when they played AC Milan. And it was, honestly, it was just to have a crowd in again. And I know it was a Liverpool crowd, but they are quite good.
Yeah.
They are quite good.
European nights there are
What
special,
an atmosphere that was. And it just reminded me how important football is and how important it is to have the most important people back in the seats supporting the team. And it was interesting to see how one thing helped the other. So the players responded and the crowd responded to the players. And the quality of that game was just incredible. And so it'll be my first game at Old Trafford since lockdown, and I'm quite excited about that.
I'm sure you're going to have
A hero's welcome, I can imagine.
I've got to mention this, sorry, just quickly. Peter's doing 4 live events in London, Manchester, Leicester and Cheltenham to promote the book. You can get tickets now on schmeichelevents.co.uk. So it's as it's spelled, schmeichelevents.co. If you want to pop along, all the details are on the website. Sorry, Charlie.
I was got to let you go in a minute. Bit of a shame.
How quickly is that half
I
hour
know,
gone?
what a shame. Ole's future. I mean, he's an old teammate of yours. Obviously got there on merit as well. How do you feel that's going to work its way out?
I think he's working quite well, and it's working out quite well for the club as well. I don't think there was a question about how many changes needed to be done once he got the job, and he didn't get the job full time to begin with, and that work is far from finished, and I think he's doing really well. Again, we go into when we talk about this, it's all sort of like headline talk. Ole out, and I'm thinking, yeah, that's fair enough if you think that, but then give me another name. Who can go in and who can change the fortunes of Manchester United in a split second like that? I don't see that person out there. I am very, very comfortable with Ole as a manager. He's got the Man United DNA in, that's engraved into him. He understands what the club is. He understands what needs to be done, not just today or next week, but also in 5 years. And I think that's important. That continuity of how the club is has always been the strength. So every time we've hooked on to success, we managed to stay there for a very, very long time. And every time we've sort of gone off it a little bit, it's because that understanding hasn't been there. So I'm very, very happy with what Ole's doing, and I see progression. I see that this as a fan makes me quite happy, and hopefully this will die down. You go through spells where you don't win games, of course. And we've just been through a small period where it hasn't been great, but I'm looking at the players, I'm looking at how it's moving forward. I'm sure it's going to be much, much better in the weeks to come.
Okay, they give me time for one more question. We've got to mention Kasper. You had a brilliant career. You must be very proud.
I am very proud. It's a really it's a strange thing to have a son who was doing exactly the same as you did. It's like, in a way, it's like my career never stopped.
Yeah.
I have the same emotions, the same feelings for his games, and I was nervous for about 10 minutes when he made his debut, and Christ, it's so long ago now. But it was against West Ham for Man City, and I'm looking at this little kid, because that's how you see it. This little kid walking out on the pitch with guys with beards and tattoos, big muscles, and I'm thinking, oh my God, he's just a little boy, man, he can't do that. And then the first 10 minutes, a couple of crosses, a really good save, and then a throw as well. And I'm thinking, it's all right.
It's gonna be okay.
And I've had that feeling ever since. So I try to separate my father feelings for when he's playing, but I have to say, when he lifted that trophy, that hit home much more than when I did it myself. So I'm very, very proud of what he's doing.